So it's more like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
personalized thing. Also, if you want to ask any questions, आपको Hindi okay or English? I can talk in both.
Anything. I'm a Punjabi.
Oh, lovely. So good. So, I'll swing if required in Hindi, but I'll continue with English. So the
Right.
topic being, are you lonely in a relationship?
No, I'm not. But I want to. This is one area which affects us, most of us. I don't know. It may come to me later. I don't know. So I want to learn this.
Yes, the
I
art of
want to, this energy has pulled me because relationships is one thing which all of us, uh, either we go through it in a good manner or in a bad way in our life cycle.
So yeah, so what I have to talk about this is there are a lot of people across the globe, and especially during COVID times, that people
Right.
have been feeling very lonely. They have the entire
Yes.
family, but guess
Yeah.
what we're doing? We're constantly on the phone. We're on a virtual medium, even when we are
Right.
with people around. So
Right.
when you're with your friends, with your family, with your partner, you still don't feel connected enough, and that makes the other person feel left out. It makes
Yeah.
the other person get, I mean, because obviously there is attention span has gone down with our online
Right.
interaction.
Right.
And so when that thing happens, the relationships now have been falling apart. A, because we are too
Right.
much moving outwardly, and we are like looking at who is doing what, and the online stuff that we have. Lonely
Right.
as a dictionary meaning, if I have to say, what does lonely mean? It's like feeling of sadness caused by not having someone around. So now what happens is, and alone is a better space to be in, if I have to say,
Yes.
because alone is the same thing, but you are not feeling sad that people are not around.
Yes.
So yes, the attention seeking stuff that has always been there, and as a child also we've enjoyed it, but when we don't get it, we start throwing tantrums, we start feeling left out, we start feeling
Yes.
everything, and then the drama trauma begins. And the
Yes.
whole idea and the whole purpose of access consciousness is to get you out of drama trauma. So, having said that, we have some warped beliefs around this thing that we call relationships. And relationship, I'm
Right.
not referring to only having a husband-wife relationship or a
Yes.
girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. It could be any relation. It could be a best friend. It could be. It's not even gender specific, because when we say that relationship between two women, even if they are transgender or gays or lesbians, it doesn't really
Right.
matter.
Right.
Relationship in is something where we oftentimes can feel left out, because if the very basic reason that a lot of people would not want to get into, or they're fine with relationship but they're not fine with marriage, is simply because the expectation levels are too high. Like if they made their partner responsible for their happiness, and that's the
Hmm.
most warped thing that you do, because as if it's
Yes.
your partner's or your friend's responsibility to make you happy, or
Yes.
fulfilling all your needs. When we are growing up and we are kids, how parents entrain us and implant it in us that, when you're growing up, your partner will take care of this, and a partner
True.
should take care of this. Now the whole thing is
Should.
about shoulds and should nots, and how it
Shoulds.
has to be becomes very
Yeah.
prominent in people's minds, and
Okay. Okay.
that creates a lot of disturbance and turmoil if you don't get that kind of a partner. Then
Right.
it's all about if the partner is not willing to do what you want to do. So it's like if you have to go swimming and the partner doesn't know, then you will
Yeah.
either stop swimming, or you will
Hmm.
insist that that person comes for swimming, or forget swimming, dancing. If you love dancing,
Yes.
we
Yes.
Punjabis do. So the whole thing is, if we love dancing
I
and we,
love.
yeah, so and the partner cannot, then you'll always have a problem with the partner, and then you will be like,
Yeah.
no, this person is not very suitable to my
Yeah.
my
Right.
life
Right.
and all. We are not able to see the gifts that they are, even because they are giving
Yes.
you space to do what you would like to do. So hence,
Absolutely.
yes. So feeling lonely comes from the point where you are seeking attention, but you're not giving attention to your own self. So we oftentimes
Okay.
blame our partner. The idea is to kind of look within. Okay, what is it? blame, game, blame, shame, regret, guilt, anger, rage, fury, hate is these are all nothing but distractor implants. And distractor
Okay.
access, yeah, in access consciousness in foundation classes we have these this thing called distractor implants. Now we have been, because for trillions of years we've been coming onto the planet, and human human stuff is there around 2000 years at least or more, the kind of living that we've been having, and it is thriving on these emotions like fear and guilt being the highest rated. So now when that happens, we get implanted and we end up reacting in a way where we do not really wish to. Or for example, if I have to give you just an example, if the partner is getting late at work and not coming, or maybe when he comes and then he's tired and he wants to sleep, and we'll be like, either he's having an affair, or I don't know, he's lost interest in me. So we end up creating problems for ourselves because everyone's going around in the same cesspool because of the serials or the movies or the stuff that is happening.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We feel neglected. Now the whole thing is, everywhere we have made it so significant that we have to receive attention only from this person, and we are incapable of giving ourselves that attention. Can we please destroy and uncreate all of that?
All of that.
Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poker,
Right,
line, short, beyond. Yeah. So
Poison.
the yes. So basically, relationship when it is not established with your own, because as you said that it is not there now, but it can happen. Now that can happen only when you are lacking in creating a relationship with yourself. Gary often says that relationship is between, the separation between two objects. Okay, the distance between two objects, because then the relatability happens. You have to be separate from each other, and hence we enjoy that comfortable distance that never lets us be one. And where here we're talking about consciousness, awareness, oneness, and oneness can never be achieved if you're going to be separate. So he says if you're in a relationship, then you're like constantly and if you're not changing along with the other person, the distance is going to be huge. And there'll come a time when this thread is you changing at the speed of space, and if this person is not, it's going to get snapped. So the idea is that when we have comfortable distance even with ourselves and the person we are in relationship with, automatically these things start, because there is so much of a gap, and something or the other can come on and keep sitting in between the two of the people who are in a relationship or any other relationship for that matter. So if you're not feeling pat yourself on the back, acknowledge that you have the strength and the awareness to kind of not create something that you're really not choosing to. So everything that you have decided, concluded, and you're looking at it from an angle that this might get created tomorrow when I'm in my older age, can you please now destroy and uncreate?
Uncreate.
Right and wrong, good and bad, for and proper line, because I would have asked this question that if you are a part of it, your heart will be heavy, your breath will be heavy, you'll just feel uncomfortable, you'll not be yourself. If you were amongst the people who are feeling these things, they are the reasons.
Right.
But so, and there, you know what, every couple or every person in any, even mother-daughter relationship, there comes a point where they are feeling lonely. Like for example, if you've had a child, the husband wife, they alienate and they get parted, or the distance happens, suddenly there's a new entity who's come into your life. Sometimes when people are feeling lonely in your space, you will just pick up their thoughts, feeling, emotion, and start feeling, oh my god, I'm so lonely and there's nobody with me. Sometimes it could be just that the gratitude levels of your partner are way lesser. So whatever you're doing, you feel I'm overdoing it. I'm doing way more than my partner can ever do. Or, you just feel that the gratitude levels don't match because you're doing so much and the other person is not probably receiving. And maybe they don't care. So that also creates loneliness in a relationship, because when you give up on yourself in a relationship for accommodating the other person, you end up feeling lesser about yourself. That goes in even in business relationships. Suppose suppose me and Vijay are doing a business together, and he's probably having more expertise on certain area in certain areas of the business, and he's probably doing 60% and I'm doing only 40%. Now he can feel either he can feel lonely or I can feel lonely.
Hmm.
Yes. So Vijay has just written something very beautiful. What if we engage all beings to be in communion and embodiment in relationship to our advantage and be more joyful in life? Absolutely. That's so wonderful. And we are not in communion. We have to be in communion with ourselves. When we are in
Yes.
and how is that communion achieved? We're going to be talking about it. So
Okay.
especially when things we take everything for granted, right? Like how people say, oh, people change after marriage, but really
Yeah,
they don't. It's about
they don't.
taking for granted because now you had to conquer a palace, you did, and now you're a part of staying in that palace. Now you don't really care. How many times we
Okay.
buy some very expensive stuff and it's just lying around after some time because we don't value
Yeah,
it.
right.
So it's something similar that we end up doing in relationships. So, like as I said, when you have to make space for a being, or when you make work more important, or when, as I said, when Vijay is doing more work than I'm doing, because I could be just simply ideating or marketing, but marketing, like how we say that I'm doing more than you, and that ends up creating a lot of bad blood between two people even in a business relationship. So everything that is that we conclude or we see from a very narrow perspective, can we please destroy and uncreate?
Okay.
Right, wrong, good,
Join
bad.
and create.
Because see, marriages or relationships, even business partnerships, you always have a choice. You're
Yes.
not enjoying being
Yeah.
the connection with somebody. You always have a choice to move out. The only thing is, we oftentimes we stay in it because we don't want to hurt the other person. We end up hurting
Correct.
ourselves when and that is when we say, "Oh, I have sacrificed a lot for you." Now that becomes a blame game,
Oh, okay.
and that
Okay.
goes into lack of gratitude, because if the other person is pushing you to do greater, or it's like
Hmm.
go beyond your comfort zone to create more or do more. For example, if you're a working woman and a house
Hmm.
and a homemaker along with a working woman, you are
Yeah.
bound to be way more than the person who's going out and earning or um, bringing money home. So
Right.
yes, you will say that I am bringing money home and you're not doing the household chores. That is where
Right.
so what if we could just simply be in gratitude of whoever is contributing the energy for you to do something greater? He's giving you that space. The idea,
Space.
yeah, the idea of creating great relationships is that the if you're specifically talking about couples, that they are great, good in bed, they provide you money, and they let you be and do what you would like to be and do, and you allow them to be and do what they would like to do. So it's
Got it.
about having that mutual honor and respect for each other that creates this relationship in a very different light. So so lonely, we are with friends and family friends, they love you like hell and you will
Hmm.
still feel lonely. So we are not
Hmm.
valuing their importance in our life, or we are not acknowledging that we have so many people. It's something like you have a white wall and you have a
Hmm.
black. So the white wall doesn't
Okay.
matter, but you're just looking at the black dot.
The black dot.
Yes.
Yes.
So my husband is not loving me, but and so that is the whole point of your life. That only because the
Right.
time I don't get love from this particular person, then my life is worthless. And then we end up creating ourselves worthless. So everywhere, your partner could be feeling the same, and you may not have felt it all this while. But if you are picking up those thoughts, feelings, emotions, first of all, ask
Yes.
who does it even belong, and return it to sender. So
Return it to the sun.
yeah, because it's very important that you establish a relationship on those 5 levels of intimacy that you have. That is honor, trust, vulnerability, gratitude, and allowance. Now, what are these 5 levels of
Okay.
intimacy? That
On.
you have to trust yourself no matter what happens. It's basically, even if you thought that okay, I'm going to gain something if I do this particular call, if I'm going to probably if I go and meet this person, my business is going to expand, and that particular thing doesn't really work. So yeah, what if every business relationship, business partnership will create 100 times more business than being individual to create more possibilities in business and creating amazing customer experience and delight. That's fantastic, because as a business, we forget that it's basically teamwork. And in a team,
Yeah.
sometimes you just have cheerleaders who are just dancing for and getting the attention of people. So now you can't say that no, you're not doing your thing. You're doing, they're dancing to the best of their ability, but they will do for the work they've been assigned for. And what if the whole overall effect is like a fun effect, and you getting the energy of what you would like to create and what you would like to choose. So, but as I said, when you trust yourself that yes, I know that I'm doing this, you will not create any pain and sorrow or suffering for yourself. Or you trust that yes, this is my partner, I know this is how he's going to be, and you expect no change in that person. You know, the second thing is being an allowance of them and including yourself, because your first relationship is with you. So
Yourself.
yourself, it is you, because you
Yes.
are not even in
Yes.
allowance with yourself. You hate yourself so much. We have so many conditions on ourselves that no, how could I do this? You know, suppose you made a
Yeah.
mistake, so-called
Yeah.
mistake, because in Access we don't call anything a mistake, but if you do, then you'll be like, oh, you know, how could I do this? And you know, you just accuse yourself, you'll berate yourself and begrudge your life, and you'll not be happy.
Hmm.
So allowance means yes, you can be stupid at times, you can be magnificent at times, and that's about being an allowance of you have all the capacities. So honor
Okay.
yourself. The third thing is how much
Okay.
honoring you. The honor, we often say that no, I respect a lot of other people, but what about you? What about honoring your choices? That yes, I this is my choice and I made a choice, and standing up for your choices. So it's never possible you're honoring other people, but you are not honoring you. Eventually, you will explode someday, because you are expecting honor from other people. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if they honor you or they don't. It's about your honoring of yourself.
Your own self.
Yes. The vulnerability factor comes when you're absolutely, blatantly, nakedly truthful with yourself. You know, you like open about your wounds. You're not trying to hide them. Oftentimes we
Okay.
hide our wounds, so because we don't want to show our ugly side or the ugly the bruises that we have, so we bandage them. The idea is when you're hiding, the healing wouldn't happen. Here, when
Okay.
your wound is open, even when the brush of air is going to be like, god, it's hurting very badly, but your awareness levels will go up. And hence it is said vulnerability is a source of strength.
The
So
source of strength.
is not your weakness. Weak people,
Okay.
weak people cannot be vulnerable. Vulnerable people can be stronger.
Okay.
Only strong people can be vulnerable. Because,
Okay.
for example, Sadhna, if you have a problem and you're in denial, just because you don't want to see it,
Yeah.
will the problem ever get solved? No, because
No.
you're fighting the battle by hiding behind a pillar. You have to
Yeah.
come out in the open and face it and talk about it. If you're not going to talk about it and you're not going to be vulnerable and allow you, even if it means that you're crying, you have to let it go. You have to be out in the open instead of hiding it. So hence vulnerability even with yourself, that yes, okay, I could make disgusting choices too. And suppose you go to a restaurant and you order for something which is not palatable,
Yeah.
you know, you just say, मैंने क्यों कर दिया? I should not have done
Ah,
this.
done this.
You only order how much,
Ah,
even with the list of things, we start accusing ourselves. So everywhere we've been doing that, and everywhere we make that solid in our reality, in our body, in our lives. Can we please
you
just
know,
join us in that?
great.
Right and wrong, good and bad, for and for, nine shorts, boys and beyond.
Subscribe.
The whole question is, what would you like your life to look like? Because you have to have a clear idea of how would you like your life to look like, and trust that the universe has your back. Because of we don't trust the universe, and guess what, we are the universe. We are the ones who are going to be creating it. You are the creator of your life. It took me almost 35 years to come to this reality that I am the creator of my highs and my lows in my life. I did not want to take the ownership of that. It took such a long time. that, okay, I could go through a divorce. I created a silly stuff that, I could have done this, I could have done that, but it all was my creation. So but I could create something. If you don't like, if you're the director of your life and you don't like your movie, you better change the screenplay and make a movie that you would like to have. And so I changed the chapters. I said, okay, how can I change this? And there it was like magic, and access happened, and it gave me the courage to not only change myself, but go in a direction where I would get what I am asking for. And absolute trust. And the last one is gratitude. How many times do we have gratitude for ourselves? We can be like, I can 1,000 times I can thank Vijay for this platform and what amazing vision he has. But do I have gratitude for myself that, wow, and I can thank Access also that, it got me to this level that I'm so confidently talking in front of people. But what about me? Who made those choices? I could have been sulking in my.
Yes.
I could not even look in the other direction. So, am I grateful for whatever I have chosen so far? No. We often have complaints of what we could have done, what we have not done, and the works. So, your joy and your happiness is your responsibility. It doesn't depend. It doesn't rely on people, on partners. So, when that heaviness or that burden is taken away from,
Sorry, there was a.
yeah, that's okay. So they are not the ones who are responsible for our happiness and our joy, and we are responsible. The relationships start becoming very easygoing and fun-filled. For example, he says that even if tomorrow you encounter somebody who you have to probably talk to or counsel, and they say that, my relationship is not going the way I would like it to go, you simply say, are you okay taking the initiative to create shared memories and shared experiences, shared moments with them? Because what happens is we expect that it is my partner's responsibility to do. For example, a man has to be more romantic and a woman is only going to receive. What if your man is very shy and you're not? Could you be the lead, be in the lead and have that pleasure of being? Yeah. So if he's not doing it, you be the man and have fun with that. But a lot of people will not do it. But they'll be like, no, it is his duty to do that. That's so much of a pressure on a man. So if for example, you're like my husband now, he doesn't say I love you, and he hasn't in such a long time. He's like, you better understand, it's like
Understand.
he can't get those 3 words out of his mouth, and it's okay. And a lot of people, there are a lot of women who can't say that either. They just blush. They will be like, no, it's okay. Yeah, me too. It'll come to a me too, but it'll not go beyond that. So I like saying it, so I keep saying it. I'm not with no expectation. You have to reciprocate,
Absolutely.
because here in this reality, we've made it a give and take reality instead of giving and receiving.
Very important. Give and take reality.
So give and take is, I've given you this much, so what am I going to get in this? And we're not joy of doing it. If you are happy to see that smile on your partner's face or your people around, okay? I mean, generally I'm talking. And you would do it because you're getting joy in return by seeing them happy. You're not saying, I did this for you, now you have to do this for me. And that becomes a very ugly way of dealing with a relationship. So the whole thing is, when you stop complaining and stop whining every time, suppose your partner has come and he's so tired and you're just constantly, that the nagging tone that you're not spending time. You create time together, like you go out for a walk, or you just, suppose you both are working, you can just both go to each other's offices, and if he can't come, you go and say, let's have lunch together, because it's about creating time. If you're really asking for it, then you will have innovative and creative ideas to spending time with each other. It's not about choosing somebody. It's about spending your time judiciously, that, okay, whatever we have, can we create the most in that particular time, maybe go out for, or do weekend cooking, or just go out for movies, those moments together, you're getting, so yes, you're not getting 24 hours. In any case,
Right.
you can't. 24 hours, you're sleeping 8 hours, and then you're eating, you're working. So
Working.
suppose you were getting 4-5 hours every day, and now you're getting lesser. The whole thing is, can you have that impact or the joy of those 5 hours in half an hour? Or are you going to be cribbing and crying in that half an hour also that you got? And the person would probably, not want to come home only because they feel pressured and they feel completely rejected, because they're like, I made this half an hour for you, but not for crying and complaining and the other person really asking you for forgiveness. No, that is not how we create moments. So
Right.
expressing more gratitude for the person that they are, whoever is, for they being in your life, the very fact that they are present in your life. When you operate out of gratitude, the person wants to do more for you, and that's what universe also does. So when you are thanking the universe for everything that the universe is doing, the universe also contributes 10 times more or 100 times more at times.
Yes.
So it happens, it's applicable to anywhere. So everywhere we are lacking these emotions, of the 5 levels of intimacy with ourselves and hence with other people. Can we please destroy and uncreate
It's
that?
run and
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, line shots, boys and girls. Physical intimacy always works. Your hugs, your kisses, your touch, because our bodies are designed that way. As a child, we were hard, we were hugged, we were
Yes.
cuddled, and we used to love it. And it's like, have you seen pets like dogs and all? They will just come,
Yes. Yes.
pat them, and you're like, and then they just go
Ah,
like this, they
right.
wag their tail. The same is up with our bodies. How much have
Yes.
we stopped receiving from other people because we
Yeah.
don't want to get hurt, because we've
Mm,
already decided that we're going to get hurt. We've already
right.
decided we're going to go bad. So we have bandaged ourselves even before we get hurt, and hence get
Okay.
what happens when you create those walls around you. Who is the one who is actually lonely behind those walls?
You,
Because
you, you, you yourselves.
we don't want to receive anything from them. So those
Mm.
walls, those bandages, those barriers, those walls will keep us away from receiving anything from those people.
All
So
right.
nobody is 100% bad, right? And nobody is
Yeah.
100%. We're a combination. We
Right.
have a shadow side. We have everything in us because we are infinite beings. So we can be anyone and
Mm.
anything, anytime. So now what happens is we will not want to receive something which we don't like. At the same time, we would want to receive something which is okay. Yeah, this I'm okay with. This I'm not okay with. So
Right.
that becomes judgment light at times and stuff. Now we are becoming, we're creating those walls. Now we wonder why
Okay.
we have too many people around us in our life. It's
Okay.
because we already have judged them, we blocked them, because we want only positive people coming in our life, you see. So
Right.
now how do you get only positive people in life?
No, you can't.
You can't, because
Yes.
even your parents would have a mix of both. They
Yes.
slapped you as a child, they've hugged you as a child. Now what would you take?
Yes.
If you take whatever you like to take, and just
Mm.
because they are your blood relations, you're okay with it. Just because the other person coming from another family is not your blood relation to begin with, you are not taking them, in that category. So everything we're doing and creating that separation and comfortable distance, can we please,
Ah, destroy and uncreate
right, wrong, good, bad, powerful, line shows, boys and girls.
conventions.
Another beautiful tool is learn to communicate openly, because when we
Okay.
there are a lot of people who say God knows, God knows everything, He'll do it. Now we don't ask, express. So the whole thing is, when we do that in relationship, that expression is a two-way process, that you're asking or at least expressing or communicating what problems you have. You can still together work on things that you never thought was possible. So communication always helps. Now you have to see, are you good with writing and writing letters or writing text, or whichever way? I would suggest you talk, because writing still is something the other person can misunderstand and misinterpret, because
Yes.
especially on WhatsApp, that's not the way,
Horrible.
because you read the based on your mood. Even if I
Yes.
Even if I say, hey, gorgeous, how you doing? And you'll be like, so if you're in an irritated mood, you'll be like, how dare you call me gorgeous? I'm not, you know.
I'm not. But if we are in gratitude and
It is
vulnerability to our family,
in a beautiful way. He's saying, what if
exactly.
our gratitude and vulnerability to our own family and
Yeah.
kids for being with us and bearing us in this reality in every aspect of life. And everywhere we forget that we have to do that, can we destroy and uncreate?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot for client, shows, boys and beyonds.
But
So, and the last is when you really find somebody who's having great relationship issues, probably refer them to a therapist because
okay.
we oftentimes mimic our family or people around how their relationships are. And because everyone's lonely at the end of the day, we think that it's a very common thing that I'm also going to die that way. What if you didn't have to have that point of view? What if you did not have to mimic your parents' reality as yours? What if you did not have to mimic your friends' marriages as yours? And everything that is can be destroyed and uncreate. Right, wrong, good, bad, powerful, lines, boys and beyond. So everywhere I was in confusion, should I marry or should I not? It's a personal choice at the end of the day. If
Yes.
you ask 10 people, 5 are going to say don't and 5 are going to say yeah, sure, why not? Because some will say out of the fact that, oh, we are suffering, you must also suffer. Some will say that, yes, it's good. And some would say that, no, you're free right now. You should not marry. Now, freedom is something that you give it to yourself. It's got nothing to do with, even during lockdown, you could have been free. Because
Yes.
that freedom, nobody can take it away from you. The external impositions can happen, but you still can be free because it's your choice how much and what you would like to do. You were free to go out and get hit by policemen, but it's an awareness which says, oh, it's better to stay at home because
Yes.
yeah, if I go out, you may not get corona, but you would get probably hit by the police around. So that's what we chose, right? So there was no right or wrong, and that your freedom was curbed or your freedom was taken away. What was the larger good? What was right about it?
Hmm.
What was right
Yes.
about it was, yes, we were probably contributing to nature, Mother Earth, and the environment,
Yes.
including our
Yes.
inner environment. We were detoxing. We were going within.
Yes. Yes.
So if you're really friends with your own self first, you will never feel lonely because universe always has your back. You're never alone at any given point of time. You always have some energy, something telling you that you're taken care of. But we stop acknowledging it. Hence, since
Yes.
the acknowledgement doesn't happen, the gratitude levels go down. So everything that is can be destroyed and uncreate.
Destroy and uncreate all of
Right, wrong, good, bad, powerful, alliance, just by the beyond. If what if you could just have all of life come to you with just ease, joy, glory,
glory.
but that too with your barriers down, because you will not let life also
Yes.
destroy glory, because we think that struggle is very important, and because everyone's suffering in relationships, so how can I have a beautiful or a glorified relationship? So your body will give you that information. If you're not comfortable, if you're not okay, just simply ask your body, hey body, what would you like to do and what can we do to make it more comfortable? Because I am assuming you're married, right?
Yes, yes. I have two daughters. They are both married. One got married recently in January.
Wow. So yeah, so in their relationship also, when they come to you, for example, they talk to you, this is what you have to be. You cannot give
Yes.
yourself up for the other person in a relationship.
Now,
Or
I
have you?
never ask, have खुश हो? Like my mother keeps saying, उसको पूछ खुश हैगी कि नहीं? I'm telling, why should I ask? It is her life. She knows how to create that happiness or unhappiness. It's her choice. So, but
Exactly.
elders don't believe in this. My mother rang her up, तो ठीक है, तो खुश है. She said, ah, I'm okay, I'm good. काम
Yeah.
करना पड़ रहा है, कोई बात नहीं.
Yeah, but that everyone has to. I mean, that is kind of okay.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
can. That you're right, because it's up to you. It's your choice. And if
I
you're not,
never ask. I never ask.
so the happiness. Okay, what can I do to have more happiness in my life? If you
Yes.
could just ask those kind of questions. So there were a lot of clearings that I had noted down for this particular call.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I just kind of read it out to you. Meanwhile, you have any kind of questions? Any question that you would like to
Yeah,
have first?
I wanted to, you were talking that if, say, you're talking more about a relationship as in married couples.
No, it
Uh,
applies to anybody.
my query is, I have a lot of young boys and girls coming to me. I am a tarot reader.
Wow.
So, and then I did access in February with Parveen
Okay.
here in Kolkata.
You're in
So,
Kolkata. Lovely.
yeah, I'm in Kolkata.
Okay.
So, their regular question is, आंटी क्या करें? ओ बॉयफ्रेंड जो है वो रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहा है, क्या करें? मतलब ये 99% केसेस
I
मेरे
know
पास यही हैं.
मेरे
That
पास भी.
was,
I'm also
हाँ,
a tarot. I'm a tarot counselor, and I teach tarot. So
okay,
I'm getting these kind of people only who talking about the
yeah,
same. That
yeah,
should I wait? Should I? This person has stopped responding all of a sudden. What am I?
yes, yes.
So you
What am I
what?
supposed to do?
You don't. You see, the whole thing is you have to. And apart from tarot, if I have to say, you don't have to wait for anybody. You have to go on
Hmm.
creating your life, because if you're going to be waiting, then you'll be unless you want to be Salman Khan of your life. That's another thing. But you always
Yes,
have a choice. That if somebody is not
yes.
responding, honor
Hmm.
yourself.
Move
Move
on.
move on and create something. And if they say they cannot, please run their bars, and you will be the person who will be very instrumental in saying that I'll run your bars and I will see how you move on. Because it's about creating choices, it's about creating more and greater possibilities. If somebody
I
is
have
not,
I have
it's,
run the bars for two of them. After that, the lockdown happened, so they can't come here.
yeah,
They are in Kolkata. So I have even, taught them the tools, lower down the barriers, the gratitude workshop, meditations. But again, anti-tarot. And I said, if tarot, then you have to read affirmations. So they do everything.
yeah. So everywhere they make, so their
But
relationship with somebody very solid and significant. You have
yes, there are
to,
two girls who are constantly suffering on this ground. Just about an hour back, I did a reading for this girl, and she's so stuck on one boy in Delhi. She wants to marry only her, and this is a constant in her life. She sees a
yes.
guy, she likes him. मुझे इसी से शादी करनी है. I
So
said,
at
how
first
can it happen?
do her clearings. Everywhere she's made marriage so significant.
Because her mother is a divorcee.
Exactly. So that is what she's made marriage so significant that she wouldn't
Yes,
mind marrying anybody. You have to
yes,
first do the pod and pock with her marriage, and you simply have to empower her that she always has a choice. If A is not there, there is somebody who's going to be there no matter what.
yes,
It's about creating it's not about getting married, it's about creating a relationship that's going to work for her.
yes. I have told
Otherwise,
her exactly this.
otherwise she will create a reality that she doesn't want her to be like her mother. She will end up being like her mother.
Yes, and
What
she
we
fears deceit in her life because her ex-dad has cheated her mother, kicked her out when the lady was pregnant.
Yes.
So
So
she
that's
had a
what.
very traumatic childhood, you know. People have used abusive language on her.
Yes.
So that is why.
So that is where, so now lockdown is almost about to open, and it is mostly open now.
Yes.
So if you
Yeah.
can just get the child to run their bars at least 5 to 6
Okay.
times or more, the
Okay.
pain and the trauma or the implants that have been implanted as she was growing up, and how much she hates this reality that she's living in. She was
Yes.
creating the same reality because there is no interesting point of view.
Yeah.
And when you hate
Right.
something, you end up creating that something. I don't
Hmm.
want, you end up creating it for sure.
Hmm.
So, and the whole thing is, no one can hurt you unless you permit people to hurt you. So she is
Yeah.
feeling a sense of abuse in her life because that is more real to her than anything else.
Okay.
So first of all, she has to get out of the judgment of herself and her reality, and
Hmm.
focus. And the moment she comes out of judgment, she will focus on possibilities.
Okay.
So she has to get over with her experiences and past hurts. Only then something new and different will start showing up. A new vibration
Yes.
start coming into her
And
life.
yes.
because everywhere she's made marriage or the partner or the guy more significant than herself, that she's not even
Okay.
valuing herself, that if the person is not responding, you're still waiting. No, no, no. It has to be, I can do this, magic, and it's like
Right.
some black magic, and get this person going, but that is not going to last.
No, no. See, what her point is, your tarot cards always say positive. I said, see, I'm a human being. Human error is always there. And
No,
then she'll go and cross check with the Vedic astrologer, and then she'll come back to me, auntie, I hope she's not cheating me. And then she goes back to and fro, and she tells me I'm going to her, and her friend tells me, auntie, ये पागल हो गई है, ये उसके पास भी जाती है और आपके बारे में भी पूछती है.
huh. Yeah,
So she's
because see,
become like a pendulum, and she's totally confused. So we
getting
have
so
to destroy and uncreate all of this. I have to destroy this in my own mind.
no, you have to be, before you start off your tarot session, just do a clearing that how useless can I be here, instead of being so useful to her. Let her, and
Okay.
everywhere you're not
Okay.
willing to lose her as a client, because she's not going to trust, she doesn't trust herself, and she's seeking
Ah,
validation from the outside.
yes.
As if that validation is anyway going to change her life, which nothing is going to change anyway, because she's
No. Whatever.
invalidating her knowing
Hmm. Whatever
everything
is
that is.
destined will happen.
Yes, because see, she is invalidating her being by going
Hmm.
to people constantly and asking them, and not even trusting them,
Yeah.
not trusting herself. Because she
Herself.
doesn't trust for your cards, they
Hmm.
always will fall flat. People who don't
Hmm.
trust, it doesn't work. Okay, tarot
Hmm.
is like that. When you're going into an astrologer, astrology is going to give another perspective completely. So
Hmm.
everywhere she's just become, yeah, so as you said, that she become a pendulum. You have to pod in fog that, and you
Yes.
just simply,
She's
if you want
looking
to
for
make money.
her answers. What is happening is she's always looking for her answers. That this guy, when will he call me? I said, no, you have asked me this question too frequently. I'm not going to answer. Don't spend money
No,
like this.
you simply say that we don't doubt our cards, and everywhere you're not willing to receive money, can you please destroy and uncreate that too?
Okay.
So if some stupid person is coming to you and saying, you've been asking for money, hey, God, what will it take for me to have more money than God? And here there is one woman who is stupid enough to keep paying you for the same question. Do it.
Yeah. परसों पूछा है उसने, आज फिर पूछ रही थी. मैंने बोला नहीं बेटा, ऐसे नहीं करते हैं, आप थोड़े दिन रुको.
So no, do it. No,
Okay.
she's paying. Please do it.
Yeah, she
Just
pays me.
then
She
fine,
pays
have
me.
fun with it. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Because there will come a point when she'll get burnt out, and she'll probably, you encourage her to learn something like interesting point of view, or maybe learn these tools, or
सब
maybe learn
करवा दिया. I've
do the
given her
class.
two sessions of access, full
No, so
fledged.
ask her to learn the class, because when she does the class, the bars
Hmm.
will run, she'll be running other people's bars. You simply
Yeah.
say, if she believes in the karmic shit, you just give her the karmic shit, because that's what she wants to hear. You tell her that your karma will get expiated, and then your life will open up, and this boy will come to you. And by the time she does bars, she will move away from that vibration and feel like, I don't want that guy only. So you never know how magic gets created.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
You have fun with it. These people, you don't have to feel that, how can you simply say, okay, how useless can I be here?
Uh-huh. Okay.
And just have
Okay.
fun with it.
Right.
And
You
so the whole,
spoke about.
yes,
Excuse me. You spoke
yes,
about something spiritual sheet. You
spiritual.
mentioned that word. अभी आपने कुछ बोला. So
I said karmic shit.
karmic sheet. Okay. Okay.
Yes, karmic shit is
Shit.
बेकार की
Okay.
बात है. The karma
Ah,
to you, and it's all shit
it's
matlab,
all
it's,
shit. And she's into Buddhism. I am into Buddhism. So we all understand these concepts.
yes, I was in Buddhism too. So 8 years
Huh?
and I got into accident. I'm like, what am I doing? It took me away, kind of a thing. So yeah,
You
because
left?
yeah, I left.
You left. Okay. Okay.
It contributed for 8 years in my life, and then I moved on because there was space for more that came in,
No.
and
Absolutely.
I realized my spiritual vanity had grown, and I was looking down on people and saying, you know what, I can do this for you. I'll chant for you and I'll do it. And then I said, suddenly stepped back and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm creating myself into some goddess and all that. I can do a lot of stuff, So yeah, so I moved away, and so yeah, Buddhism does talk about three obstacles and four devils and all that, and how karma will eat you, and how it is linear equation, because they talk about cause and effect, which becomes more like a linearity of life, whereas universe means multiverses and multiple dimensions and multiple stuff. How can ever things be linear? Doesn't make sense. So I kind of moved away because
Okay.
access gave me that awareness when I got into it deeper, and because I'm a certified facilitator.
Yeah.
I do foundation classes as well. So that is where I kind of opened up another reality, and like when you dive into that ocean of knowledge, you realize that wow, you can set yourself free. It's not about the other person. When time will come, you
Yes.
will have to go, and you don't have to be sorry or guilty that okay, I have to leave my family behind. You have to be prepared, and it is your choice when the person chooses to go. It's not about oh, they will be left alone. Each one is on their own journey, right?
Own journey.
You're
Absolutely.
creating your own life, your own fun. So wherever these people are buying into the reality that only a partner can give them that stability that they're asking for, please destroy and uncreate that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, purple connections, because they have not given them due importance and credit that they are the ones who are going to be creating stability in their own life with themselves. So because when she was must have been growing up, she was told that now you get married properly, or whatever implants. Of course, you said that she has had a traumatic childhood, but
Yes.
abuse. Ask her to probably go to an abuse counselor, or there are a lot of counselors and therapists.
She's she has been to, but it has made very little difference. Uh, Classes with me on Access and meditations have helped. My daughter is a Helio Life coach, so she has done a lot of sessions with my daughter also.
Oh, lovely.
But she was all along the meditation. She was very very restless. So my daughter said, "I'm giving up on her because she does not respond
So
to the
just if
session.
you can,
She relates only to me. Her nature is that she relates only to me.
so Sadhana, does she have entities or she has original occupants? You've done
As in
foundation. Have you done
me?
foundation? You
No,
have
I
done
have not. I'm only a bar practitioner. I have not done foundation as yet.
foundation. There is a point in that, a chapter in
Hmm.
that on entities and original occupants. If she's
Okay.
because as a child, if you're saying that she's had abusive life and all, and she would have ever thought of dying, I wish I don't have this life and I wish to die, then there is a possibility that there are other occupants in her, and that is where the restlessness and that that anxiety and that you know uh, that stuff that is coming up in her is very prominent. So bars is going to come down, but maybe entity
Right.
clearing also can contribute a lot
All
to.
right. Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
someday when you choose to do foundation, you could possibly contribute way more. And sometimes people who cannot meditate, you have to work on their body first. You have to
All
calm
right.
do certain processes to calm down their body so that they can sit
Okay.
and meditate.
All right.
MTBSS is one of the beautiful processes. When you do whole body MTBSS, the body, or even facelift, these are amazing
Okay.
body processes. When you do them, the body calms down, and that will
All right.
enhance their meditation because they'll be able to sit for long.
Okay.
We
All
have a
So
right.
foundation class coming up.
we have a
If you would
foundation.
like to join.
Yeah, if you're willing to choose online, we are having it at 13th onwards. Yeah,
All right. How many days will that be?
4 days,
4. 4 full days, like 8 hours.
8 hours. We'll have a
Eight.
break also in between, of course,
Yeah.
but 8 hours. It'll be like 3 hours or 4 hours in the morning, and then a break, and then I
Right.
mean, it can get extended by a day if required because it's online. A lot of people are
Yes.
for 5 days also.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
So, and
good.
you get deeper knowledge into how to create a relationship, you get deeper knowledge into clearing up entities, and that you can
Mm-hmm.
add on with your current work that you're doing. Because a lot of people carrying multiple entities and getting, and kind of not being able to gauge as to what is it.
All right, that's great.
So I'm so happy that you have you're more concerned about people, but your life is all sorted. So that's good.
Yeah,
How did you
I
lucky?
Buddhism. My Buddhist practice has helped me sort out my life. I had become a non-entity. I was a very confident person, and suddenly my circumstances in life changed and pushed me against the wall. So the first step of spiritual, revolution started with Reiki 1, Reiki 2. Then I started practicing it professionally because I had to earn money. My daughters also learned, so all three of us were practicing and we were doing it professionally. Unfortunately, my teacher did not teach me how to shield myself. So I caught that energy and from a person whom I was healing, and she had a heart problem. I had the same problem. So I was in the intensive care for 14 days. That's way back in the year 2000, 20 years back. So then I stopped doing Reiki professionally and I would just do it on myself. Then in 2002, I encountered Buddhism.
Yeah.
Since then, all four of us, like both my daughters, my husband, myself, even my brother, all of us are practicing. My elder daughter has left it last 2 years back. So she said, I've had enough of it. Things are not working out for me, so I don't want to do it. I believe in it, but there are many other laws because she was following Deepak Chopra, and then she did Heal Your Life. So once he did the Heal Your Life, she said, no more Buddhism. So
Yeah,
she
so
doesn't practice.
I did a lot of meditations and I went into Access.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has their own journey. It's absolutely
Earn
fine.
journey, absolutely.
So
And now Access, of course, because she's she's in India, she's in Faridabad. So I have shared the healing points also, but she doesn't do it. But whenever I say you come online, मेरे साथ कुछ तो करो, मेरा भी rehearsal हो जाता है. So that she does. I've given her the mantra, all of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory. And trust me, that ease that I was getting, the frequency was different with my Buddhist practice. Yes, the highs and lows were there, but then I definitely reached a point where my life has come like this. Then I learned tarot, and I'm a self-taught tarot.
lovely.
And
So you
I teach, I practice, and I teach also. For the last 15 years, I'm doing.
wonderful. So you
And
for your daughter, you gets it when you gets it is what Gary says. So don't push
yeah,
her to doing things. She'll come to her own awareness whenever she comes. You being in
yeah,
allowance will be a gift to
okay,
her, to everyone
right.
who doesn't want to learn. It's fine because it's not for everyone anyway.
Yeah, everybody's spiritual journey is different. Ultimate goal is the same.
Yeah.
But my reason to get into Access was again a relationship with a very close friend of mine. So in the first meeting, I asked Parveen, what do I do? And I started crying. She's much younger to me. So she
Yeah.
said, just tell me one thing. Are you a good girl or a bad girl? And I was so confused, I couldn't give her the answer. So she literally scolded me and she said, come on, Sadhana, tell me, are you a good girl or a bad girl? So I said, yeah, I've always been a good girl. So for a change, try being a bad girl.
Yeah.
And that was the turning point in my life.
Yeah.
So all those judgments that I had created around my aura, my consciousness, which I could not access and take a decision about, and always went into deep sorrow, that is gradually releasing. It does come back, but then who does
So
this belong to?
an interesting
Lord,
point of view. And
yeah,
for you have a
whatever.
lot of to kind of and get your bars run regularly. You will get over the pain and the
I
trauma that
have to do it on myself.
no get someone. So I have a friend in Kolkata who's excellent with this bars and all. You can connect with her. She's also always looking out for partners.
Okay.
So yeah, Neha is her name. Neha Savalka. You can
Okay.
connect. I can put her number if you want, and you can.
Yeah, please do so.
She's always looking out for a partner to swap. So that was wonderful actually to have you on the call. Thank you for choosing.
Thank you.
I'm
It
just
was-
writing the number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Neha is her name. Neha,
How do I see it? Like, I'm not very tech savvy.
can you see the chat? There is of your phone. There is this thing called chat. Can you see that?
Nine.
On the phone, there are participants,
Yeah.
and
Participate.
yeah, so you will
Share.
have. No, I haven't written it yet. I'm typing still.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, can you see it now? There'll be.
Yeah, now I can.
Yes.
983169. Just a minute. 983169. Can you kindly repeat it? 983169.
0506.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. She's very good, and she's also in fact tarot card reader. So you
Okay.
she's done other modalities also. So you can probably
Right.
connect, do something together. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for choosing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful call.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.